Hey guys, it's your boy. We are back with more Maul Future Byte content, and today we are talking about Blast Mail Day ABX. And yes, Cable. I did the comparison video between Cable and Professor X, saying that they are actually almost equal to each other in terms of build and gameplay, and you can actually score almost the same with Cable as you can actually score with the Professor X, which I am gonna change the statement now. Professor X is much better than Cable. Now, don't go to a conclusion that Professor X is a must-have if you already have Cable. Now, I'd say if you already have like Cable invested, if you can score around 6.5 million with your Cable, don't go to Professor X, because that would be too much of investment for a real like 400 to 500k score. But if you cannot, Professor X definitely is the best option. Now, this is my Professor X. You can see this is my account, not any friends. So I'm just gonna go for my cards first. So my cards, I have 76.3% energy attack and nothing else. I don't have the proc, so that's all it matters. And for my Cable, actually my Cable does not have any Odin's blessings. My uniform options, I don't even have them, and even if I get them, it is Hyperion, so that's paywall. So for me, I thought that instead of building actually Cable to the max with giving him Odin's blessing, why shouldn't I actually build my Professor X? Now, Cable can be worked with CDP of energy, but talking about Professor X, he will need a CDP of rage. Let's go for the build with the team up, because you can actually run with the 5% less dodge, because you get 4.9%, almost 5%, 4.9% dodge from that, which will help you cap out the dodge. So with this team up, actually I am capping out my dodge, I'm capping out my critical, I'm capping out my ignore defense, my skill cooldown. Now critical rate is almost capped out. I'm just missing 0.08%. Giving him another crit rate Uru or anything will just be not so good, so I gave him a 6-star energy attack Uru. Now his critical damage will be maxed out as soon as I get my 5-star critical damage Urus to max out. Attack speed I'm missing, and I must say, to be honest, try to max out your attack speed. If you can max out your attack speed, it will give you a huge bump, and I might actually try on the no restriction deal later. If having more attack speed will help more than actually having a critical damage. So if I can just remove 1 or 2 critical damage Urus, I can put 1 or 2 attack speed Urus, which is not recommended. Attack speed Uru barely give you like 1% or 1.2% of attack speed per Uru, so that is not the most recommended option. But attack speed does make a huge difference for him. Now for the build, I have 7, 8, 9 Odin's blessings. I have 4 of the amplify, 3 focus, and 2 of the resist, and all others are 2 dodge Urus, energy attack Urus, 5 of them, and then 4 critical damage Urus. 3 of them are 5 stars. Last gear is rolled for critical damage because I needed that to bump up my critical damage. For the skills are all level 6, no type enhancement. We have stage 12 power of Angry Hulk, which is giving us 40% increase of all attacks. Then we have a really beautifully rolled CDP of Rage. Now, if you guys can, I would suggest just go for the highest stat possible CDP of Rage that you have rolled, because I have this one, so max is 32 and 32, so that's amazingly rolled, so that's 31.6 for the both. I actually gave this rage from my Magneto. My Magneto has the same rage. Now I have this rage. I gave my Magneto rage to my Professor X because he needed the much, because he does not have a uniform, so he is gonna need all the help you can provide. And with the dodge definitely is gonna be pain for you to max out, and if you don't max out your dodge, you might actually have to occupy some of the Uru slots. Like me, I have 2. You might actually also occupy like 4 or 5 slots because of dodge, and I'm actually satisfied with that because I have 10% dodge from my cards, or actually 6% from this card, but definitely the 4% from the bonus. So now I'm gonna be showing you the run, and we're gonna be going for the run, and I will discuss the rotation during the run. So let's go, and I'm actually excited how he does, because my build is very average, so I'm just curious. So you can see the rotation on the downside of the run, and it's going to be available there. So we're going to be starting off with the 5-4-2-1-3, then 2-1, 2-4-5-T-3, 1-3, 2-1. So let's start off with the let's go. So switch to Professor X. 5-4-2-1-3. Just run around, don't get hit by the meteor. 2-1. run to the back side, then 215 T3 13 2 and then 1. Now, yeah, you would see actually I use the second skill and the first skill a lot because they have such low cooldown. They have like 4 seconds of cooldown on each skill. So those skills are gonna be the mostly used skills. So you would see what I'm actually trying to do here is actually try to get your second skill with a major damage dealing skill. So in case of if any other skills is not available, definitely you are not gonna waste the time. So you need to use that skill. Now after that I will just stop talking. So we're gonna cancel the roar with the 5th skill now, so use it now. So just 1 second before the roar, we just cancel the roar, and it can actually be difficult for you sometimes. It takes some times because this run I recorded after so many tries because I'm still trying to understand how his skills are actually having weird effects on the beast, because it shifts the timing. It literally shifts the timing sometimes of the roar. So what I'm trying to say is that you would see that if I have the second skill on the beast right there, you can see the damage is crazy going up. So damage goes up a lot, and I've seen actually almost 50 to 100k damage difference when I actually use the right skill together. Well, actually for him, actually using the right skill together means using all the skills under the proc. But even when the proc is not active, I'm just gonna wait for the roar now. So I'm gonna use the 5th skill now. To cancel the roar, just 1 second before the roar and you will cancel it. We are at 4 million, doing really nice. We just still got 1 more minute to go. We still have to make like almost so we are 4.3 4.4 for 1 minute to go. So in 1 minute we need to make 2.4 million. And now so you can see his points, even though you might think that you might not actually make good points with him, or you might not be able to cap, he scored so much in just one time frame of 1 skill. Now we're gonna be save the 5th skill for the roar in case. So let's use it now. Now we can actually use the co-op skill, which gives you extra 5th skill. I always try to save up save up both the 5th skill if I can for the roar, because sometimes that we might not able to when it shifts the roar, it actually can become so really difficult. So we have to make 800k more in less than 30 seconds. Come on, 6.4, 6.5, 6.6, 7, 8. Come on. Boom! Woohoo! 7 million with Professor X with my average build. Woo! My cable would have never pulled this off. That's really crazy. So he can definitely put a really hard punch in the face of the beast in comparison to cable. Now I now change my sentence that Professor X is far better than cable. Now there is one catch actually, that cable might actually be more of a free to play friendly, because even if you don't have extra rage, you can actually score 7 million with the CTP of energy cable. So you don't need to have a rage on cable. Although if you want to cap with your cable, you might actually need a really well built cable, and that means actually you should be and you must be actually having all the uniform options, including this paywall one. This is so expensive, and yeah, all the stuff, and you can actually get your crit rate and change it to all attack if you can actually cap out your crit rate without it, or you can actually use a 4-3-2-1 4-3-2-5 rotation with your cable. But Professor X with I highly doubt, and I don't even think that my cable with 9 Odin's blessing, even with a CDP of rage or energy, because cable works the same, he is almost exactly the same with the CDP of energy and rage. I highly doubt, and I don't even think that my cable with 9 Odin's blessing can cap. He might actually get around 6 million. He might actually get around 6.2, 6.3, but that's it. I know that cable is much easier to cancel the roars, and the run that I showed you that we just scored 7 million with Professor X, the run actually came out after 3 hours of straight trying. I know it can be hard at times because it's and I'm still actually trying to understand his skill effects, because the mind blast that he has on his skills, it, I don't know, it has some kind of weird effect on the beast timings, that sometimes even if it's actually raw time, sometimes when I use a fifth skill, the time actually shifted 1 second and he roars 1 second after. So if you actually miss the 1 second silence on this one and the beast roars 1 second after, you're gonna miss the roar, right? So he is typical. He can be really frustrating at times, but to be honest, he's much more consistent, and even if you can actually get two roars cancelled with a high enough energy attack, you can actually still cap. My is like average. You can see around, if you have like 73 or 73% energy attack, Professor X can cap depending on the number of Odin's blessings. I don't have the double energy attack Odin's blessings, so definitely if you guys can cap his stats, I still have to work on my stats, you can definitely cap. And I think he is a potential crazy good option for you to replace your cable. And cable has uniform cable, but actually cable is tier 2, Professor X tier 3, cable has uniform, Professor X doesn't, so I think it just evens it out. So yeah, I hope you like the video. I hope the suggestions that I gave or the run that I showed you guys will help you out deciding who you want to pick for the Blast Mail Day ABX, and I'll be really happy if you guys can score really nice. And if I can score, you can also score. If I can beat 7 million, you can also beat 7 million. So don't lose hope, just keep trying, keep practicing, and you will actually eventually get it done, by the way, with a much lesser bit than cable. So just let me know what you think about the video, and as always, if you like the content, I hope to see you again. Take care, see ya.